So, life changes, right? So, about 60 days ago, my employer called me into his office. Well, my manager called me into his office and said, well, the company's going in a different direction, and basically we're going to outsource your job and everybody else's to India. Like, great. So, gives me a 60-day notice. And as I'm leaving his office, he says, oh, by the way, I got you a raise. I thought, well, that's wonderful. And I'll explain why that's important in a little bit. Or you'll see why that's important in a little bit. So, basically, they gave us an exit package, right? A severance, whatever you want to call it. And basically, it was 1 week for every year you've been at the company. I have to be careful not to say the name. And then you get 1 week for every year over 40 you are. And then your whatever vacation time you had stored up. I have it all, but a little practice going on here, I see. So, what that means is April 22nd was my last work day. But technically I'm employed until the end of November. That is, I work for this company, but I'm an inactive employee. Now, I know the company that's taking over and the people that they've hired and whatnot, and all I can say is good luck to this company because they're going to need it. But I've worked for this company for almost 20 years. So, shows you how much there is in loyalty. Now, initially, we were supposed to train our replacements, and a senator in Illinois got involved, and not only do we not have to train them, we're not supposed to have any contact with them whatsoever. Which I feel bad for the few people that are left behind because they got to deal with the fallout from that. And the reality of it is we kept that company safe and humming along. It's not going to be safe anymore. In fact, the company that's taken over, I have read stories about them, their employees that they hired, actually while on the job going through documents and taking that information and selling it to the highest bidder. In fact, there's a lawsuit going on now about that. But, they got to save money, right? So this actually started, you have to go back quite a few years now, actually. So basically, Obama became president and shortly after declared war on Big Pharma. And that's a problem because that's the industry I was working in. The CEO said, yeah, we're not going to have any of that. We're going to sell off our North American Pharma division. They kept Europe and Asia and South America, but they sold off the rest of them, right? So the division heads of this pharmaceutical division said, you know what, we're going to take this company, this division, spin it off to its own company. And the CEO and the board said, great, have a good time. So they did. Took a couple years, but they managed to sever everything. So, okay. They took half the people, half the equipment, half of the resources, yada yada. So then Obamacare came along. And the company said, we need to get our employees on Obamacare so we don't have to pay for, we don't have to chip in for healthcare. But that wasn't going to happen, and they do it. The only way they could do that is to get rid of everybody and start new. So that's exactly what they're doing. We're outsourcing the save money business is really just a temporary fix until, holy cow, that was bumpy. It's just a temporary fix until they can hire new employees and force them on healthcare.gov and have them enrolled in the healthcare.gov site. And they don't have to come up with pensions or anything, right? And since the entire industry is going this way, the entire IT industry seems to be heading in that direction, they could probably get away with it. This is something that's been going on for 3 years. We've known about this for 3 years, and we've just been waiting for the final axe to fall. I was one of the last to go. There's a handful of people now, and word on the street is they'll be gone by August. So I now have to decide, do I continue to stay in IT, which I'm 52, so good luck getting a job. Shouldn't matter, right? But it does. Or do I branch out into something else? I was a machinist for many years. I was a carpenter for many years. I used to build kitchen cabinets for a living. I mean, I have some trades to fall back on, right? But I don't know, with my back being messed up, I'm not entirely sure I can do anything with that. So I'm taking a couple months off before I start looking for work again. I got some things to do around the house. I want to repaint the house and do some other things. So, I'm basically getting paid and I have all my benefits, so why not? After on the end of November, I will officially retire from the company I'm working at now. I won't be taking the monetary part of that because at 53 I'm not going to get much, but what it will do is it gives me, I'll be able to keep my health care, but just the health care, not the dental, not the vision, none of the other stuff I have today, but it is what it is. So, I have a lot of thinking to do about that, that's all, I guess. But the good news is that'll give me more free time once the weather breaks, because right now it's cold. But it's in the 60s. Tomorrow will be, I think they're saying 80, something like that. Anyway, so once the weather breaks for good, I'll be able to do a lot more riding and vlogging and whatnot. Oh, I gotta watch it. They don't like it when you cruise through here at 75. So that's the life changes I was kind of thrown into, and it's annoying because at the end of the day, there should be something said for, loyalty and, whatever. But clearly that's out the window along with tradition. So I can't really say anything about the company because I basically signed a document to get this exit package. that says I won't defame them or say anything bad about them, blah, 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 you know. So, I mean, legally, if I want to keep my package, I can't say anything. So I'm just to be on the safe side. And just to be on the safe side, I'm keeping quiet about the name. But if you do a little, there's at least 2 of you that know where I work. The rest of you, if you really wanted to find out, it wouldn't be hard. It's been in the papers a lot, so not that it amounted to anything, to be honest. It hasn't. So, you know. Anyway, I'm heading over to MBYR31's place. So, see you there.